Welcome back inside the State Champ Studio for another episode of the Extra Innings High School Baseball Show. This is episode number 3. I'm Robby, Elliott, joined alongside Gage, DeAngelis. Gage, the weather's breaking. High school baseball is in full swing. It's a good time to be in our seats.
Spring baseball's back. It seems as if the weather is broken. It's not cold anymore. It's starting to warm up. We're really going to see some real good baseball going forward.
Absolutely. And speaking of some good baseball, we have a little bit of changes to our top 10, Gage.
Yes, we do.
Let's talk about those right now. So number 5, number 6 have kind of taken a little bit of a flip-flop. Flint Powers Catholic is going to move from number 6 to number 5, and Detroit Catholic Central is going to move one spot down. Flint Powers Catholic, they've started off the season 3-0, no blemishes yet on the record. They got a really big matchup coming up, so we're going to get to see just how good this team is. And Catholic Central, we had to move them down. When you lose a series as bad as they did against Brother Rice, going, the first game was 1-0. Cal Rutherford and Blake Illich went toe-to-toe, but after that, Gage, things got a little ugly.
Yeah, you have to stay in those games. If you are going to go up against your rivals, especially in the Catholic League, Robby, you have to make them tight games in order for us to keep you in the rankings. Unfortunately, they were not tight games.
No, they were not. But this doesn't mean that Catholic Central is a bad team per se. I think, we have talked about this multiple times. Brother Rice really is that juggernaut. They got a lot of good players, and there's not going to be many teams that are going to go toe-to-toe with them. Next on our top 10, moving a little bit, Novi goes from number 9 up to number 8. Now, they only have one loss on that score, or 2 losses, my bad. Howell and Macomb Dakota. Macomb Dakota is going to be one of those teams I think we might see flip into the top 10. Now, Novi is continuing to just show that they are, one of those teams that is probably going to compete for a long time. I see them staying in this top 10 for a while. Those Bennett brothers are playing really well.
Absolutely. I mean, you have a team that's returning defending champs. It's a matter of you have to keep them, give credit where credit is due, and they've earned that respect to be in this top 10 still.
Absolutely. And now the new team's coming in. So number 9, Lake Orion, who was in the top 10 last week, now they are gone. They lost 2 to the Clarkston Wolves. Shout out to Owen McCune, who went toe-to-toe with Kahale Gahan, the Duke commit. So they're out. West Bloomfield, coached by Josh Bernberg, they have now made their way into the top 10. They only got one loss, once again coming to Macomb Dakota. Gage, I really like this team. I know you talked a lot about this team. What are your thoughts on them?
I think West Bloomfield is going to be one of those teams where, Robby, you and I have talked, where you get a lot of kids that come out for your teams. They have a very big area, a lot of people to pick from, a lot of kids, athletes to pick from. I do see them being one of those teams that goes on a deep run. They've got athletes all across the field. They've got good bats. It's something that we are going to keep monitoring going forward.
Absolutely. Some of those athletes being Stephen Fountain, the 6'9", two-way star, Slade Moore, who I've watched play since he was 10 years old. He's a Michigan commit, and a name that isn't committed or tied to a school yet, but I think it's really going to emerge, Cam LaFlame. Okay, number 10 is also a new team from the west side, Forest Hills Eastern. I love this team for multiple reasons. A lot of solid ball players, but it's even the past success that they've had. They were a Final Four team last year. They won it all in 2022. Gage, what do you think of Forest Hills Eastern?
They've started to build their program. That's the good thing. If you continue on with this success, you're going to continue on with the success. It's a matter of having your players buy in, rally around your coach, rally around that program. This is something that we're going to see later in the year when it comes to that June state title run. Probably going to see them there.
Absolutely. I think there's a good chance. And like I said, the top 10 is there's going to be tons of teams flowing in and out of it because high school baseball in the state of Michigan is such a tight-knit race. And yeah, I think 1,000% we are going to see even those top teams, some of those top 4 teams, top 5 teams even come out, maybe move their way down to the bottom of that list. Okay, so we talked a little bit about, Rice and CC playing. Let's recap that game a little bit. In game number 1 on the weekend series, Ryan Taransky, he had himself a game. Cole Duham, a name that I have known for a long time, along with Slade Moore. Those two kids played travel ball, by the way. He was absolutely dominant. He had 7 strikeouts in that one. Gage, what did you see?
A couple people that I'd like to give a shout out to. Ryan Taransky, CMU commit, 2 for 2, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, 3 walks. Talk about a day at the plate. Broder Katke, Duke commit, 2027 graduate. That makes him what, a freshman?
Yeah.
Young star, double, RBI, and hit a home run in game 2 on top of 5 home runs being hit by Brother Rice that game.
Chase Vandermeer, another name that we've talked about a bunch. The Notre Dame commit was 6 for 9 with 8 RBIs. Oh, yeah. He also got on the bump, 2 innings pitched, 5 Ks.
So recently, Robby, we had a milestone for Brother Rice's head coach, correct?
Correct. Earlier on in the week when they played that lone game against Catholic Central, Bob Riker got his 700th win. What a way to do it against the Shamrocks, too. Those two teams have always been rivals. Bob Riker we actually got to catch up with, and he talked a little bit about the legacy of Brother Rice baseball and what his thoughts are on this team this year.
Yeah, it's very special. We don't really pay much attention to individual awards. We look at it as a team aspect, and we try to keep it in perspective. But it made me reflect of all those players that were really, really important in each of those seasons that we had. There's a lot of guys that have helped put together the tradition of the baseball program, but it's special without question. Yeah, this team, I've got 13 returners. I think 10 or 11 are going to go on to play college. Added 7 guys from the lower level teams from last year. So we've got 18 guys. We've got, I think, 9 seniors, and I think 7 of them have played for 4 years. So the experience is high. Our pitching staff is very, very deep. We play very, very good defense. On paper, we're very, very good. But again, on paper is one thing. We got to be good on the field. So I trust these guys. They go about their business. And the older guys, if this is one of the best groups I've ever had. They're good teachers to the younger guys, good mentors, and able to teach them how to do things. And hopefully the tradition of Brother Rice baseball will be carried on by these younger guys because of those older guys.
Congratulations again to Bob Riker on win number 700. Gage, I think you might have been a part of a couple of those wins. What do you think?
I was, for me they were losses, but definitely Coach Riker, I think I've lost probably about 12 of those games of his 700. He talked about in that interview that it's not about individual awards. A few of those awards for him, though. He's been coaching for 25 years over at Brother Rice. It's a matter of in his actual tenure, 74% win percentage, 9 Catholic League championships with a record 6 straight from 2012 to 2017. 6 Final Fours, 3 state finals, and a state championship in 2008. That should be Hall of Fame type of numbers.
Oh, absolutely. I think Bob Riker is going to be one of those guys that we talk about as going down as one of the best coaches. And if he can get another one here with this team right here, I mean, just to continue to add to that resume, yeah, he's one of the all-time greats here in the state of Michigan. Well, we're not done with the coaching milestones. Coach Berriman over at Livonia Stevenson picked up his 600th win, has had a long tenured career over there. And, I mean, when you're a guy, like we talked about last week, when you're a guy that's won 600 games, you also deserve to be in that conversation as one of those great coaches.
Absolutely. No short feat. 600 wins is hard to come by as far as longevity, but also putting together a good program. Having him around, having his athletes buy into his system, it works. So as far as Livonia Stevenson's success, they're going to continue on with that. But 600 wins, it's incredible.
And we had a chance to go down to Allen Park and watch them take on New Boston Huron, where we saw an absolute gem of a pitching performance.
Micah Smith did everything for them. Bowling Green State University signee, pitched 5 scoreless innings to begin the game. Just 3 hits, 6 total base runners, 13 strikeouts.
Yeah, unbelievable performance. Now, when he came out of the game up 3-0, Allen Park kind of rallied a little bit, but the guys, Cash, Muzzy, in the middle of that order, the young guys, they rallied back in the 7th to take a 6-3 lead, which they ended up holding on to for a 6-3 victory. And we caught up with Micah Smith at the end of this one.
I was very happy. It's good going on the mound, having a lead early in the game, and a lot of confidence up there, having a good defense behind me. So good day. good day at the office. I was very proud of our guys, how we stayed in it in the 7th inning. It was tied. They came back, but we fought hard, scored 3 in the last inning, and came out with the dub. Yeah, the recruiting process was fun. I chose Bowling Green. Love the coaching staff. The team was love all the guys. Very excited, and they are dominating the MAC right now, so that makes it even better.
Gage, we have a game to talk about, a matchup, let's say, a series to talk about that's coming up early on or later on in the week. We talked about when we were talking about the top 10s. Macomb Dakota is right there, right? They're a team that, is getting some big wins, but we need to see kind of dominate one of those top 5 teams. And, well, that top 5 team that they are playing is Flint Powers Catholic. Grant Garman for Flint Powers Catholic, Luke DeMoss for Macomb Dakota. This one's going to be good.
This is one of those matchups that we actually circled on the calendar. We were really, really looking forward to this preseason. So this is going to be one of those games where we're going to want to be able to be fully invested in this, to be able to watch and see where these teams could be a couple weeks from now.
Absolutely. Macomb Dakota, you want to be in that top 10? Win this one, and I think both of us are going to have nothing else to do but put them in.
Absolutely.
And, well, that one's going to do it. We got a lot of matchups coming up. Got a lot of great baseball here to play in the state of Michigan. Robby, Elliott, Gage, DeAngelis, we will see you next week.
State Champs Extra Innings is presented by Lawrence Technological University. Be curious, make magic. Extra Innings is also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. The Michigan Army National Guard, a proud sponsor of the MHSAA. And the Detroit Athletic Club Foundation's Michigan High School Male and Female Athlete of the Year Award.